Welcome everyone, it's Jim, and it's time for some more Billion Road. We are now on year 11, and just as a recap for what happened on year 10 results are in first place Billion King on with 10,175,500,000 yen. In second place, That's Rich with 7,586,200,000 yen. I am in third with 6,320,000,000 yen. And finally, in last place, Money Ninja, 4,881,300,000 yen. And I have pretty much reserved that my strategy, probably for the next couple of years, is to try to get Billion King the bad monster. That's the only way at this point I'm going to probably wind up catching up. Then again, I have plenty of time. We're on year 11 of 99 years of Billion Road, so a lot can happen, I would think, between year 11 and the 99th year. Joining me today with something different and a new approach to Billion Road, my friend Rowdy Ross. How are you doing, Rowdy Ross?
I'm doing good. I'm ready for a billion years of a billion road. That's what you should do. A billion years.
Oh my
It
God,
writes
do you
itself.
think
It
I would?
writes
Do you
itself.
think I would live long enough?
I mean, I would hope so. How long do you think the 99 is going to take you?
I don't know, 3 to 5 years.
Eh, I'm sure you can get there if you really wanted to.
Sure, if I just decide to rack up things, I just go one after the other. But I'm hoping to have more guests like yourself. But actually, today is a really different format, and so we're going to talk a lot about the TV show From. And so, if you're not interested in that right this second and want to just get to the gameplay, I would say go at a roughly about the uh probably about the 12-13 minute mark of the video, and hopefully by then we should probably have started the actual game. But overall, this will be a big discussion on the upcoming season of the TV show From. Now, for those that are interested, Rowdy Ross, why don't you tell people what From is? What's it about? How would you describe it?
Well, it's not how I would describe it. It's how the good people at IMDb would describe it. From unravels the mystery of a nightmarish town in Middle America that traps all those who enter. As the unwilling residents fight to keep a sense of normalcy and search for a way out, they must also survive the threats of the surrounding forest, including the terrifying creatures that come out when the sun goes down.
Mm.
So, in my own words, I would describe From as part Lost and part Wayward Pines, the short lived, I believe it was on Fox, the short lived show that features monster encounters as well as just an enclosed town.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also Lost being that a couple of the producers are behind From, and also Michael from Lost is the main character, Boyd in From.
Well, I would also
So,
throw in there, it's more like Lost in that they're throwing you like 10 questions so that you could theorize about every single thing that's going on, which is a very Lost kind of thing, because I would say in a lot of TV shows, usually you might have a main question, you might have a secondary question, sometimes a third question. This one, I think, if you really get down to it, there's at least 5 or 6 big questions in regards to the show. Is
and I
that
think that's selling it short.
that is probably
Um,
selling it short? We're gonna get all into that. I think I want to start though on how we got into the TV show From. So this is actually going to be a non-spoiler section, and when the or maybe some spoilers, we'll see. I want to start by that though, how we got into it. I got into it from you, so my story's pretty easy.
oh, jeez. How did I don't even remember how I found it. It was probably just a random post on Reddit that framed it because of its connection to Lost. The producers behind it, the main star behind it, and I believe Lost is described as what's called a mystery box show, and that's very much what From is. But yeah, I would have seen a random news article or something on Reddit, described it to my wife, and once she hears Lost, she's immediately in. So we gave it a shot, and knowing that you were a fan of Lost, we
Mhm.
passed it on to you, and as soon as you started it, you were hooked too. So
That opening scene is for the episode 1 of season 1 won me over to like, all right, I'm definitely, this seems like right up my alley. And here's where we're gonna get into spoilers on season. Well, actually, we'll hold off on that. So, one of the reasons that it isn't that well known, because both me and you agree that it's not a very well known show, is because it's not on a Netflix or a Disney Plus, or I guess it would be called Max now. It's not on any of those. It is
no,
go ahead.
it was on the channel. I think the channel is known as Epix, but now the streaming service behind it is called MGM Plus.
Right, that is correct. So, but yeah, not a lot of people are talking about it. Even when I look things up, you don't see a lot like on YouTube or or anything regarding this show. You don't really see a lot.
Well, it also might, your inability to search it well is also the naming convention of just a generic word.
That's
and
true too.
From.
Right.
So you have to kind of qualify it if you're going to search for it. But yeah, and the fact that it got a second season was surprising because there's not much, you don't hear much conversation about it. So the fact that it got a second season was a pleasant surprise.
I'm gonna disagree with you on that, because I wasn't surprised by it getting a second season, because what else does MGM Plus have?
That's a good question. I did recently sign up for it to rewatch season 1 again. And I have looked through the catalog, and if I'm being 100% honest, I couldn't tell you any. Like, I think it has the James Bond movies.
Okay.
Might be the one of the big hooks there. But as far as like other series go, I'm sure there are some, but nothing that's I've ever heard of.
007 fans unite, I guess, for this platform. So yeah, like I said, I've been into it. We're gonna talk a lot about some things, because I think that some things from the show in season 1, some things in season 2 that we may think might happen in season 2. And as far as the format for this Billion Road episode goes, is we're just gonna talk probably between my turns, although I might be quiet when it comes to my turn to try to see what I want to do. But between that, I probably won't really care unless it involves me somehow. Ross, what else do you have to say about From that you think people should know about the show? I mean, also not very long as far as episodes, episode count goes.
No, only 10 episodes, which seems to be par for the course with some shows now. Like, again, going back to Lost, those were 24 episode seasons, 24 episode seasons. So anyone picking it up later on, myself included, might find it a chore to even get through one season of trying to do 24 episodes. With some shows, 24 episodes might be 3 seasons.
Yeah.
2.5. So there's a lot less episode. Well, there's only one season, but there's less episodes per season. But some people might say, well, then there's less filler episodes of, just nothingness just to pad out the episode count.
Right. Yeah, well, in Lost's case, it was the first season, at least, I think, needed it, because a lot of episodes focused on one character on the island and their backstory. So, and they wanted to introduce a lot of different characters. But I also see the argument where sometimes people might see a shorter season and say, oh, everything just seemed rushed now because you have only a short season.
Yeah, another TV show with a short season, The Last of Us. People were saying, oh, it's too short, we need more, everything seems too rush. It was, but it told the story it needed to, and then it's moving on. Yeah.
See, I thought that was the right length. I watched all of it. There was only maybe one episode I didn't like on there, but I mean, this is about From, so I want to stay on track here. So
I know, I'm always...
No, it's not your fault. That was a good example. I'm just saying I don't want to... it's a note to myself.
Oh, okay.
So from, like I said, not well known. We'll see if it gets more hype this season, because when you have a second season, you might be more people might find it. Because I know someone that if they don't see like it renewed, they're not even gonna try the show.
Yeah, I've definitely been that way of like, I'm on the fence of this show. Did it get a second season? Oh, it didn't. Then why bother?
Yeah, and I do
And
kind
then
of get
there's
that as well. Yeah. What else do you want to say about From before we start here on Billion Road in a minute?
if if you like mystery box shows, it's definitely worth the shot. But if you hate TV shows that present more questions than answers, it's not for you. But
Yeah, agreed.
I would suggest that anyone that even the slightest bit of interest in an overarching mystery, definitely give it a shot.
And to me,
Sign.
sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say sign up for MGM Plus. I think they give you a month to start, and it's not a $20 a month Netflix commitment.
Mm-hmm.
So
Now,
there's that.
I will say this also, like one of the reasons I like this show, and by the way, in case you haven't noticed, or I don't even know if we said this, to be honest with you, Ross, the season 2 starts this Sunday, because this will be posted before, more than likely, either Friday night or Saturday at some point. So it is Sunday, which is very timely of why we're doing this recording. I like when I'm presented more questions that make me think, like a Lost, like this. Once Upon a Time was that way for me. I don't know what it is. Like, if you give me a show with just one main storyline, then I'm not gonna say I'm out, but if you tell me there's like 5 main mysteries, I'm probably more in on that, because I'm like, okay, well, if one seems super clear, maybe some of these other mysteries are not as clear, which I think we're going to get into when we do this, to be honest with you.
Right. But how do you feel? I don't have any examples, but I'm sure it's happened. You get into a show that has, that's hitting that mystery, that's striking that chord with you, but then it gets canceled after one season and you never get those answers. I'm sure that's happened to you.
Probably. It depends how major it is. So the only one off the top of my head that I can think of a show that I watched that still could have done things, but I was okay with it and it wasn't renewed, was Gallivant. I remember there was more that was like, okay, so this is what they may do for season 3, and then it was never renewed. I'm like, you know what? That doesn't really bother me that much. Now, if From wasn't
the well-known mystery box musical that is Gallivant.
right. Well, I'm just using that as an example as a cliffhanger.
I know.
Yeah, no, I definitely would have been bothered by it. But you know what? Sometimes some of these mysteries, the explanations are definitely a big letdown too. I'm not going to get into examples of that because that would spoil that particular TV show.
Yeah.
All right. So with that in mind, we are now going to start Billion Road. We're going to talk about From, and actually during this video, we need to answer the question of the video from the last one, because that's what I do. I present the question, and then the next video, it has to be answered by me. Now, it would make sense if the question made on this coming video was a From related, but it probably won't be, because I can't guarantee you that Ross is going to be the next person that's going to be on Billion Road. And I don't know. I don't know if this is a weekly thing. It might wait 2 episodes.
I'm fired already, and we're barely 15 minutes in. Perfect.
Okay, but Ross is going to come back, whether it's... I don't know. I don't know yet. I can't predict, but I don't want to box myself in where I put the pressure in that we do this every single episode. But I would like maybe every 2 episodes. But we'll have to see how our schedules are, really.
Bring me back and we can discuss Zelda in a few weeks.
You know what? If this wasn't a From episode, I had thought a few weeks ago about doing this about the Zelda game. But look, it's all about From. So from this point on, you will now hear spoilers for From Season 1, because we're also going to talk about the Season 2 trailer which would spoil things from season 1. So here we go. All right, Ross. So here we are with Billion Road. So let's start by this format. What's one of the biggest mysteries that you want them to touch upon here on the show?
What the hell what are they, the faraway trees? What's the logic behind, sometimes you can wind up in a basement, sometimes you can wind up in a goddamn chimney or wherever the hell. I don't know.
No,
but
see, it's funny that you say chimney, because I did not think that was a chimney at first until I watched the season 2 trailer.
Or the bottom of a well. I'm not sure.
Well, I'm pretty sure, and this is kind of going to the trailer now, which I don't care. We're going to jump around this whole thing anyways. From. It's gotta be a chimney. You know why? Because he's out pretty quickly based on the trailer. Boyd is out of it.
We noticed that when we rewatched it. He must not, because the trailer you don't think is going to show more than the first episode, so he's got to be out within the first 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably pretty spry for an old guy. You just walk with your back against one side and crawl it with your legs.
Well, I'm thinking
I say that like it's so easy.
Well, I'm thinking someone just finds him because he's pretty loud. He's yelling at the end and saying "Help me!"
Sure.
And I'm like, I think someone's eventually just going to hear the banging. So what do you think? Do you have a theory on? Oh, hold on. Here I go. Let me see where my goal is here. Oh, I'm only 8 away. That's great. Do I have?
I'll be honest. It's been a while since I even watched one of these. I watched Game Grumps do this. I know it's
Japanese Monopoly.
Weird anime Monopoly. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. And you have Pokemon following you for some reason.
Okay, all right. Look, I landed. I could buy a property.
Nondescript.
Russ, I have 1,290,000,000 yen to spend on property. Can I buy all of it?
Can I borrow some yen?
What is the conversion rate of yen to American dollars?
All right, let's find out.
I'm gonna buy all these properties for 920 million yen. There it is, done.
All right, 920 million yen to U.S. dollars. You have roughly 6,857,228 U.S. dollars.
What was it again? Sorry, I missed that.
6.2 million. I'm sorry, 6.8 million U.S. dollars.
Okay. Well, at least this guy's attacking Billion King. You just took an item from him, so that's good. I need everyone to attack Billion King because he's in the lead. So you don't. What do you think this place is?
I would just have left it at this weird magical vortex almost that people get lost in, and almost the Bermuda Triangle that you never hear about anymore. So I guess they figured out how to get out of it.
Right.
But the town, I would just think of it as this regular vortex that people just happen to fall into for whatever reason. From all over the country, they just happen to converge in this one spot, and maybe that'll.
This guy just one-shotted him. I've never seen that before. He wasn't.
First time for everything.
Yeah. I don't know if there'll be a first time for something on year 99.
Yeah, you never know. You don't know how deep this runs.
Anyway, go ahead.
But from the trailer, it seems like. And I'm bad with character names. I wish I had a chart in front of me.
I will say that's one thing I do have a complaint. For some reason, I'm with you. Character names, I am having trouble remembering some of them. And I don't know what it is about this show that I just can't do it.
The main husband who looks like Dollar Store Scott Stapp.
The main husband is Jim.
Jim, okay. He, in the trailer, starts hypothesizing that the town is a setup, almost experiment, that they're being monitored.
Yes.
And that must stem from, in the finale of season 1, the radio contact telling him, "Oh, you shouldn't be digging that hole. You should probably cut your hair. You look like a hippie." That wasn't said, but it should have been. But yeah, so he's hypothesizing that it's something that's being monitored, and I'm almost of the mindset that because they are presenting that idea, that won't be the case.
Okay. So, because like I was looking up some theories online this afternoon after I watched the trailer, and there's two that came across to me that's kind of one of them. The one that you were just saying seems like it's what people are calling the alien theory. That maybe aliens are taking them and they're watching them kind of like a like not so much like a different like a reality TV show kind of situation, I guess, or an experiment on how they would react. Hence that line that Jim says that you just mentioned. I was like, that makes sense to me. The other one is based on a theory on the cave walls that are below the ground, because people have dissected some of those, and it looks like there's a cycle going on that is never ending. Wait, what happened here? Oh, he enhanced his property. So, which that leads credence to because of the weird, like old army stuff that they show sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, hold on. I got this. Everyone. Take a look. Let's celebrate. Move one square. Yay. And a goal is hit. So let's see. Oh, I hope Billion King is the furthest away. That way he gets the bad monster.
Do you have to hit it on your roll? Like, is that why you did the one step?
Yep, it's an exact. Unlike Mario Party, it's an exact.
Okay.
So yes, you can go like 4 turns around there and never get it if you're that unlucky or don't have something like I did.
Right.
So the goal, I got a bonus for 2 yellow monsters. Alright, let's see what happens here. Alright, so who's going to? Come on, Billion King. It's going to Money Ninja. Team Rex. Go ahead, do a voice for Team Rex, Rowdy Ross.
You'd better keep up with the program or else.
Very good. Alright, I'm going to get my follower, which is the Happy Egg. He just gives you something at the end of each turn, or gives me whoever carries it. So I could easily lose Happy Egg by someone just passing me, and the other person can give Team Rex someone just by passing them. And now we're going to see where the new goal is. And we'll get to more from... Oh, wow, that's pretty out there. Okay. How do you say that? Tsushima?
Tsushima. The T is silent. Figure that out.
Okay, gotcha.
Like General Tso's chicken.
Oh, it's like an island, but... Oh, it's an island. Speaking of islands...
I think all of Japan is an island.
Well, okay, but speaking of islands...
I think. That might be very uneducated of
What's the role of the lighthouse?
I'm
not doing this. This is too risky, so I'm gonna buy some of this stuff.
The role of the lighthouse, from what we've discerned, is giving Boyd some lost PTSD from that little smoke monster horn.
Okay.
But other than that, I don't know.
I'm gonna buy the seafood market. Only one of them, though. And I'm gonna pass on the candy restaurant. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I had to think there for a second.
I don't know what the lighthouse is. They didn't make it to there, right?
No, they didn't.
Because the storm started coming in.
Well, that's the other thing.
So then,
the storm. The storm is a great thing to talk about, actually.
Yeah, because it cut off the radio, and it cut them off from making any progress toward the lighthouse.
And I don't remember who said it, but someone kind of made the suggestion that it could, like, the place is angry because they're doing all this stuff. Like the place that they're in. So yes,
what if, like...
So those are the two things. It's the cycle theory and the alien theory are the ones that I had heard. And, you know...
I'm not... alien theory is pretty self-explanatory, but what's cycle theory? Like, what's the pattern?
It's just they keep bringing people in, and then eventually, or everyone die. Like that's like it's in like people try to fight it, and it's in the cave walls. There are certain things that, and I wish I remembered what some of these examples were. There were certain things on there that show you the future of what they're doing, like of. I think there was a picture of a lighthouse. I don't really remember, but it's stuff that we would eventually see. So they're like, are they stuck in this cycle?
Like little Easter eggs, like
right.
Foreshadowing.
In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if you really looked in depth on the opening if some of those are things that happen in the show.
Well, unfortunately, through rewatching, I got the intro song is almost exactly 2 minutes, so I know exactly how to fast forward it every time.
Okay.
So I'm a dick. But I kind of do get this, maybe not to the degree that you were reading, but I do think like as people die, the town will summon an equal number of people so it keeps the same count,
right.
Same residence count, like, and then there's the fucking bus full of people at the end.
Okay. Yes.
We're all over the place.
No, it's fine. It's fine. That's perfectly fine.
I'm hopped up on pre-workout. I did a couple lines before this, so
okay.
My brain's all over the place. Why does this guy look like Beavis and Butthead crossed over? The one that was just on the blonde guy. He looked like a combination of Beavis and Butthead.
I couldn't tell you, but I'm having a little trouble tech-wise here because I'm trying to get out of this full screen and I'm not able to, so I might just have to deal with this because I want to see something.
Suck it up.
All right. Anyway, so which of those two do you either like more or think is more plausible?
I feel like the cycle is more plausible because I know if anything with aliens touches it, Laura will throw anything not nailed down through the TV screen.
Well, what if what if it's not like aliens, but it's a supernatural thing, and it's something else? Like maybe I guess that would still be aliens.
No, if there's little green men that pop out of the trees or something, she's out. Something ghost-wise, something any other spiritual, cool, she'll roll with it. But the aliens, out.
Well, the other thing that I could believe this as well, based on what I was gathering, is the monsters that attack. Which, by the way, I don't think we're gonna know anything more about them this season. I don't think they're barely. I don't think they're barely gonna even touch them on what they are and what their role is. But I do think there's a possibility. Oh, hold on, I got to think here. I'm just gonna roll regular unless there's someone in front of me. There's not, because I'm flying. So, hold on, 1, 2. Where am I going? Okay, down and left, and I'll go in that airport and be fine. Oh, when I get the happy egg. Oh, I'm not discounting. What do I need discounting it? I have a lot of money. I don't need that. Actually, wait a minute. Maybe I do. I thought it was for when you buy property. It was for an item. You know what? I am gonna pass on it. Okay. Anyway, what were we saying?
You were asking me which of the theories I side with. I would say I'd lean more toward the cycle theory or some version of it.
Okay.
Because I was already there with, like, it has to keep up some balance of how many people are there, and then as people die, it replaces it with more people. Like, the whatever episode was basically the massacre at the house, the colony house. Maybe that's how many people are on this bus that just came in.
Right.
Or there's too many people on the bus, and a couple of them got to go.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look. Speaking about the bus, so that's a major spoiler that was on season for season 2. Is that it looks like, what's her face? The nurse.
I can pull up IMDb.
Christy.
Yes,
Christy.
that's what I was going toward. But
Christy
yes.
said that she couldn't be with the new sheriff because she thinks that there's still something with someone back home. And I think that's that woman. I don't know why. It wouldn't make sense for me anything else, but I think that woman that she hugs in the trailer is that person.
Probably, yes.
So
99.9%.
So that
yes.
That would mean, I feel like that's more towards the alien theory, in that a specific person from someone else's past is there that makes it difficult to, that makes the drama intensify because of her feelings with the guy as well. I think that's a point for that theory.
And I maybe, yeah. See, I don't like that it's aliens, but it gives more credence to the this is set up to see how we'd react theory, unless the alien thing. So is the alien theory that the aliens are manipulating it just to study humans? And their behavior?
Oh yeah, I'll just take this one.
I mean, if that is the case, it certainly beats the anal probes. Maybe.
Yeah, and
my
thing is, like, what I don't know what their end game is for this. For the, if it is
obviously
another set of creatures. Yeah.
For all we know, the writers don't even know what their end game is, but I hope they do.
I hope so too. Oh my god, I have like 5 followed bazookas. I think I can get rid of one of them. Okay. So, one other thing, who do you think the voice? One of the things that was most a big mystery to me leaving the season. Oh, it's Halloween. Who was the voice on the radio that Jim heard at the end?
It could be, if they are being monitored, it could just be the generic guy. It could be a manifestation of the town. It could be one of the creatures if they are technologically intelligent. I don't know that the creatures can use a ham radio, but maybe they can.
So I read someone give one theory. I don't know if I hope it's right or not. I want to see how it plays out, because someone said that voice is the barkeeper, the bartender. Because he says something to someone either in that episode or the episode before about, where he's like, you know what, let's just say I've seen plenty of people try to do things, or something of that nature.
So yeah, something like, I've seen plenty of people with big ideas.
Yeah.
And you know what always happens? They show up at the bar or something like that.
Right.
Basically, yeah.
And then that would make me wonder, is he working with whoever's in charge of this thing? Because, to be honest with you, I don't know if I feel like the monsters are the main people in charge anymore.
Oh, they're just a pawn of it, too?
Yes, and this is what something I was trying to hit earlier. Wait, hold on, let me take my turn here. I guess I'm still just going to 11. I'm still the closest one, so I'll just roll regular. 4. No, wait.
Just hoof it?
Oh no, I'm meaning to land and walk the rest of the way. Hoof it. You know, hoof it. Okay, Ross.
I got it. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I am gonna hoof it, actually. 1, 2, 43 million. And Happy Egg gives me something.
Speaking of landing, what time did you land? If you don't mind me asking on here.
Like 1:30, I think, actually.
Okay.
I got that here. I don't know why I'm not using these monster eggs. All right, you gotta remind me to use a monster egg next turn.
Yeah, because aren't all the monsters like a power-up per move?
Yeah, so I don't know why I'm not... because I'm talking about From. That's really what it goes.
Yes, that From is putting you off of interacting with any monsters. I do get that.
That being said, I'm doing great, actually. I hit a goal. I'm the closest one to the next goal.
See, I must be good luck for your play here, and you've already fired me that you don't plan on having me back.
All right, so I don't think the monsters. I think there's someone above the monsters because I did see something where, and I like this. If it this is a point for the cycle theory, is those monsters are just humans that turned into monsters at some point. Because look at their clothing. They're old clothes.
Right. They're all and you have to imagine maybe they were turned over period like some of them are dressed more like 1950s conservative. Some of them are more modern.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was a milkman.
I don't think there's
on.
any modern ones, actually. Can you name me one that was modern?
Good point.
That's what I'm saying. And, you know, I think the cycle theory seems that you can see in the cave walls is like that this pattern has been going on for hundreds of years. Right, I'm just going to keep rolling regular. Oh, off by one. Ross, you failed me.
Sorry.
You forgot to tell me to use a monster egg.
Going over theories. Sorry.
Okay.
Right,
I'll get rid of the monster egg because clearly you're not gonna remind me.
So yeah. I could buy that they were once human and they turned. So then
Now the question is it by choice or is it by force somehow?
How do they turn? And then we'll go back to Boyd seeing his wife in that cocoon. Is that what happens? Or was that just a whole figment of his imagination?
Well, I mean, that goes to the thing that apparently Sarah can maybe talk to the dead?
Maybe. Though, now that I literally just as I mentioned that, I'm like, but Boyd's wife wasn't killed by a monster.
Correct.
He shot her.
Yes.
So maybe I already crapped on my own theory.
All right, let me. And what about the kid in white?
I don't know. I don't understand that.
Now, if we're to believe maybe that there's aliens or some higher force or whatnot, which you mentioned that I think that some people in Lost were involved with this show, correct?
Producers.
Well, the Lost thing was. Hold on. I'm probably gonna not hit this, am I? I don't have 8. Wait, what's slow boots? Oh no, that's. I don't think I could force myself to do it. Alright. I'm just gonna have to hope that I get a 1. 1! The opposite of 1. Great. The worst thing I could have gotten. Wait, can I do this? Hold on. Does it let me actually go? No, it makes me... Okay, it still counts that. Okay. Then you do have a battle of white versus black, possibly. We just don't know who the black player is. Hello? Are you there?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, white like the kid in white. And then let's go to the trailer. Those like creepy, almost shining twins, but they look even more dead than that.
That throws me off. I don't know what is this like. Maybe a power that she has because she's also the one that was able to go to the what looks like the lighthouse in a weird fantasy sequence. Remember, she went up a couple of stairs, and that looked like a lighthouse thing to me.
Yeah.
So I wonder if she has some kind of connection to this place. Then she just hasn't figured out what that is. By the way, before I forget, let me answer last week's or the last video's question, so that way I don't forget, because you've already made me forget to use my monster egg. So, Ross, you might like this question, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Now, is it something that I'd be able to answer off the top of my head, or
yeah, it's usually like
a trivia question?
No, it's like an opinion thing. Like I think of a topic. Like for example.
Oh, okay.
It's like for example, one topic was what are you doing for President's Day 2023? But this one, let me see exactly how I worded it. I'll tell you right now, though, it has to do with E3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because this was recorded like 2 weeks ago. So the question is, topic for the next video, How do you feel about E3 being canceled?
It's sad. It used to be like almost Christmas for video game nerds. You know, you'd get all the reveals and the demos and the just the interaction. Not that I ever went, but you know, just watching the coverage. But it kind of, I mean, I'm sure that week will still have some moments just to keep that spirit of it alive. But like the floor show that requires, you know,
Well, wait,
setup
I thought
and
the whole thing was canceled.
maintenance probably maybe won't ever come back.
Mm-hmm. I'm very saddened by it because
So yeah,
because now I feel like there's no sense of competition on. I know people are gonna be like, hold on, wait, what happened here? Can I roll the dice again? Oh, it's Valentine's Day, so the highest dice roll has to give to the lowest dice roll. Wow, everyone's rolling pretty good. Oh, I'm sorry, takeaway. I don't remember. All right, now what's going on here? Anyway, I'm very sad about the E3 thing because, like I said, there's going to be no sense of competition, I think, and therefore you're not going to get as big announcements as you probably would have when they went head to head with each other within a 1 day period.
right. Yeah, like
I think they're just, well, if anything, Xbox can't really coast because they kind of need something to be announced to help them.
yeah, like I'm sure we'll get a Sony state of play or whatever they call it, a Nintendo Direct maybe. Like I'm sure things will happen because I think Jeff Keighley is doing stuff either what would have been that week or the week before or something around that. And there's doing like a Game Awards concert late June as well. So, you know, there is still some stuff to happen, but it's not the same. Like 1 year Sega announced the Saturn at some ridiculous price point. The next day, Sony announces the price for like the PlayStation 2, undercutting it by $100, and literally all they did was walk up to the podium, say the price, and leave.
Right.
That's all they did. Like stuff like that won't be happening because all be these pre-recorded video packages, which is fine. They're fun. I enjoy watching those when they come up. But it's just something about like stage show and then present a trailer and oh, here's the voice of the main character, Keanu Reeves giving a breathtaking speech, shit like that.
Yeah.
It's the end of an era.
Yeah. Like I said, my main thing is just I just don't think that you're going to get the best out of all of them. They'll give you just enough to be happy. It's not going to be their best. Mm-hmm. Just enough to get by. Oh, I definitely don't want that. I wish I could get rid of that.
For example, with no if there was an E3 this year, and we know that everyone's going, you'd think maybe someone like Nintendo might want to give an update on something like Metroid Prime 4. But with nothing like forcing them to step up, they can coast on it and worry about it until they're really ready. Something like that.
Mm-hmm. So,
and I don't even care about Metroid Prime. So.
Right. So, all right. So now I have to give a new topic. I don't even know. I've never seen that item before. A junk box, and because the computer goes so freaking fast, I never really get the chance to read what they do. So I gotta give a topic for the next to be answered for the next video, and it won't be from related. I got a good one though, and I'm sure it's gonna cause discourse for certain people out there. Which are you more excited about, Legend of Zelda or Final Fantasy XVI? That's the topic.
You know my answer.
I know your answer, but I can't give my answer until the next video. So, right. Which also means I gotta guarantee to be on within the next 3 weeks with another one of these, which is fine. I plan on doing that anyway.
When is Final Fantasy 16?
I don't know the exact date. I think it's the middle of June. I can't believe I can't get to this spot, by the way. I've been here forever, it seems like. And by the way, this is
Final Fantasy 16.
This is the final
June 22nd.
Okay. I need some. Let me get some money, and we're probably. And this is the last of my turn, so for this year. Whoa, what was that?
That was probably the car just went outside. I'm in the bedroom right next to the window.
Gotcha. We're getting rid of this stupid stone. I don't know what the stone does even. I've never figured out how to use it. Oh, you're in. All right, Russ. So we're gonna get some final theories from you in a second here. Let's see who the partner bonus went to. Money Ninja. That's fine. So it's not Billion King. All right, let me take a picture of this because I always take a picture of the year results. And look at that. I have moved up.
You went up, right? I think you were in third.
I was in third. Okay, let's do some. We got like one more theory here, and then we're gonna get going. Oh wait, I gave the topic for the next video. Which you more hyped for, Legend of Zelda or Final Fantasy XVI? So like, comment, and subscribe to answer that. All right, one more theory. I'll let you give me one more theory that you want to talk about here. If you don't have one, I have one.
So not really a theory, but going to the trailer for season 2, there's a very brief glimpse of an old, decrepit, bald man with a ZZ Top beard.
Okay. I know what you're talking about.
Right. I don't know why, but I feel like that's Victor.
Ooh, I like that. That he's been traveling through time via the trees.
Maybe. I don't know where he gets the beard from, but I feel like it looks just like him.
Okay.
Maybe I just look at a gangly old man and just immediately see him, but for some reason
the other thing
I'm fixated on.
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it was the other thing with what?
The way the trailer makes it sound, it's like it looks like Boyd pulls a curtain and he sees him. I don't think that's a thing. I think that's the Boyd pulling a curtain is one scene. I think whoever talking to this guy is another scene completely. Probably in a different episode. You know what the weirdest thing about the season 2 trailer is that I just feel like I do think he gave I was surprised on how much they gave us, to be honest with you. If we're right that that Christie's girlfriend is on that bus, that Boyd is safe by episode 1.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm glad you brought up Victor, because I think he's like one of the only people that we didn't talk about during this entire thing that's a main cast member.
Yeah, and he's been, from what they said, he's the longest resident there.
Right. Like, it almost seems like he might have seen a cycle, if it's that theory. Because doesn't he come out and that was like he sees everyone dead? Like, that was his thing? Like, that is a point for the cycle theory, I think. Actually, you know what? There's one person I want to talk about because I want to get your thoughts, because I have absolutely no clue what this character's role is going to be in season 2. I feel like I've gotten no hints at all from the trailer or the end of season 1. Do you want to guess who that character is?
The character that you're not sure what role they will play.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess, and I didn't even know this was his name. I know what he looks like. Jade. And he's the one that is very electronically knowledgeable. He worked with Jim to set up the tower. And he kind of looks like the sheriff. He looks like the sheriff of Rottingham from Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Okay. That's not the character I was thinking of.
God damn it. Who are you thinking?
Donna. The one who ran Colony House. Because she's already saw it fall. And she was only half in on this, so she also kind of expected it to fail. And I don't think she's just going to go back to Colony House. Like, I have no idea what her role is going to be at all in season 2.
And there was something she said in the finale, and I actually did take notes specifically during the finale yesterday, but the one thing I noticed from her, she said something that I'm like, what if there are people there, and I'm thinking Donna specifically, that don't want to go back?
She definitely doesn't want to go back. She basically says she basically says in one of the episodes, to the new sheriff, that she's like, when you're gone here, maybe you're gonna miss some of the things this place had to offer. And she also says something like, at least here we know the monsters show their faces.
Right. So yeah, that I think that's the entire discussion that made me think, yeah, she definitely doesn't want to go back, and I'm wondering if there are other people that don't either.
There could be. Well, that also leads to, I also think that somewhere in this place, someone else is a mole. Not Sarah, not like how they were communicating with her, but I do think someone else is it. And I don't know why, even though I haven't heard anyone say this, and I have not actually, I can't give you any proof, but for some reason, I do not trust Fatima.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like Laura said the same thing. She's almost too nice.
She's too nice, but also I don't know. There's some of the way she acts and everything. I'm just like, something's up with her to me.
Right. Yeah, I could see that. She's buddying up with the sheriff's son, but then playing him around too, because she's like kissing other people.
Right, and then they had the whole. I mean, they're engaged now, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
So I don't know. Like, I just feel. And if it's not her, I do think there's going to be a reveal of some mole, even if it's the bartender. If that winds up being true, that he's the voice on the radio. Because I'm pretty sure he's not in that scene that when they're all standing there either. The bartender.
I don't know. I don't remember.
My last prediction for this show before we head out of here, and I'll warn everyone right now because something's going on with my computer. So after I say bye, I don't know if something's going to happen with the screen or anything like that. So I'm actually a little stressed out about this because I certainly don't want this record to be lost. My final thing that I want to throw out there is, oh God, what was it now? I just had it. I think it was about the mole, but maybe it wasn't.
You were thinking the bartender was the mole,
right?
But whether or not he was around the final radio scene.
I remember. Okay, I think, and it might be on the bus with the new characters, or it might be later in the season or a new season. I have a feeling we're gonna see a character that is new to town that says, "I've been looking for this place for years."
Oh, okay.
Like they know all about this. And that's why I don't think that might not be this season. I think it might be too soon for that character to be introduced this season. Or if that might be a season finale. But I do think someone's going to be like, yes, I know all about this place. I've been trying to get here and solve its mysteries. But I have some of them solved. And maybe that's where you start to get some answers. So
I could see that. I'd like that. But yeah, season 2 is too early. Like this, you don't think we'll get an explanation on the monsters? I think that's what you do this year.
I think they'll get some hints of maybe like what. I think you're going to get more theories on what they are. I don't think you're going to get a concrete answer on this is what they are.
Maybe.
It wouldn't even, yeah, because look, I don't know how many seasons this show plans to be, because if they have a 3-season plan, then I may take what I said back and say, yep, they're going to introduce this character in the middle of season 2, or he's on the bus. But if I'm thinking this to be like a 4 or 5 season, yeah, then they probably wouldn't. That's the thing, is we don't know how many seasons this plans to be. So
I don't know that I've heard it either.
Right.
Like what their plan is.
All right, so like I said, I'm gonna hope here that everything goes okay. Thank you for watching. I know the videos. Well, that's actually what I'm afraid of. Anyway, I'm not gonna put my worry on this video right now. So, all right, Ross, say goodbye, and then we'll see what happens.
Goodbye, and we'll see what happens. Told me to say that.